Hi my dears, Assalamu alaikum. How are you? All are fine? Okay. Today we are going to discuss our last chapter. What's the name of our chapter? Yes, it's a play. If I were you. Okay, then Kathmandu is excluded one. Then slumber did my spirit also. That is also deleted portion. Then we are going to our last chapter. If I were you. I If I Were You by Douglas James. It's a play. Then how do you know the difference between play and drama? Drama is mainly be important in composition, in script and everything. Right. By comparing with the drama, a play is mainly for amusement. Mainly for amusement, as the actors, the characters are youngsters. That is the difference. Understood? Okay. Then today in our play, If I Were You, there are mainly two characters, Gerard and Intruder. Okay. All of you listen. It's a melodrama. Melodrama means it's a sensation, a dramatic piece with exaggerated characters and exciting events. അതാണ് മെലോഡ്രാമ. വാട്ട് ഈസ് മീനിങ് ഓഫ് ദ മെലോഡ്രാമയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഡ്രാമ ഡ്രാമ എന്താ സെക്ഷൻത്തെ എന്നൊരു മെലോഡ്രാമിക് ആണ്. മെലോഡ്രാമ മീൻസ് എക്സാജറേറ്റഡ് വേർഷൻസ് ആണ്. അത് അൺബിലീവബിൾ ഈവൻറ്റ്സ്. Understood? And intended to appeal to the emotions. Okay. Then here impersonality and impersonizing. എന്നാൽ ഒരാളെ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുക, we killed a person and we took the identity of that person. ഒരാളെ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുക, കില്ല് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അയാളുടെ ഐഡന്റിറ്റി, അയാൾ പിന്നെ നമ്മളായിട്ട് മാറും, നമ്മൾ അയാളായിട്ട് മാറും. Understood? Okay, that is okay. Surely you will get. All of you listen. Before you read, Gerard lives alone in a lonely cottage. An intruder who is a criminal enters his cottage. He intends to murder Gerard and take on his identity. Does he succeed? Listen. Gerard lives alone in a lonely cottage. And he's a writer. And an intruder who is a criminal. Intruder, what is the meaning of intruder? Entering a person who is entering without the permission of our owner. Okay. Then here enters his cottage. He intends to murder Gerard and take his identity. Okay. Then does he succeed? We can discuss. Wait and see. Okay. Then all of you read that scene. Read. Scene. A small cottage interior. There is an entrance back right. Another door to be the left must be a practical door. The furniture is simple, consisting of a small table towards the left and chair or two and a divan rather upstairs to the right. Have you seen? This setup. Okay, this is the settings. And on the table is a telephone. Then when the curtain raises, it should be stage. We know that is happening in the stage. When the curtain raises, the Gerard is standing by the table making a phone call. He is on a medium height and wearing horn-rimmed glasses. Have you seen that? A horn-rimmed glasses. And he is dressed a lounge suit and a grey coat. And his voice is cultured. Okay, wait. Gerard, well, tell him to phone up directly. I must know. Yes, I accept I will still be here, but you mustn't count on that. In about 10 minutes time, right how? Goodbye. Okay, he's talking something in phone. He puts down the phone and goes to the divan on the left. Divan coat, you know? Okay. Then, when there is a traveling bag and starts packing. While he is thus engaged, another man similar in build to Gerard entered from the right silently. Okay, എന്താണ് ജെറാൾഡിനെ പോലെ തന്നെയുള്ള ഒരു മാൻ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു അവിടേക്ക് എൻ്റർ ചെയ്തു. Then revolver in hand and he is a flashingly dressed and in an overcoat and a soft hat, and he bumps accidentally against the table, and at the sound Gerard turns quickly. Okay, then he just turned quickly. Gerard pleasantly, why, this is a surprise, Mr. Then intruder, I'm glad you are pleased to see me. I don't think you will be pleased for long. Put those paws up. Put those paws up. I know that your pleasure not long more. Okay. Then Gerard, this is all very melodramatic, not very original, perhaps, but intruder, trying to be calm. Then he don't know his name. That's what. Then Gerard, here, nonchalant is your word, I think. Then intruder, thanks a lot. You will soon stop being smart. I will make you crawl. I want to know a few things. See. And then surely I will, you are over smart, I know that. Surely you will crawl. Then surely I want to know something. That's why I'm doing like this. Gerard, anything you like. I know all the answers. Then, but before we begin, I should like to change my position. You may be comfortable, but I am not. Okay, then again, overconfidence and Gerard in the confidence and then Gerard, what he said, Gerard said, Gerard, I'm not confident here. Surely I will give you more about me to you, but I want to change my place. Intruder, sit down there and no funny business. Motions to chair and seats himself on the divan by the back. Now then, we will have a nice little talk about yourself. I want to know something about you. I told you that you want to change his identity, right? Gerard, at last a sympathetic audience. I will tell you the story of my life. How, as a child, I was stolen by gypsies. Okay, we started from his childhood. Stolen by gypsies. And why at the age of 32, I find myself in my lonely Texas cottage. How? Keep it to yourself and just answer my questions. And you live here alone? Well, to you, you are living here alone? Then Gerard, I'm sorry. I thought you were telling me, not asking me. A question of inflection. Your voice is unfamiliar. That would emphasize. Do you live here alone? That is the question. Then Gerard, and if I don't answer? Intruder, you have got enough sense not to want to get hurt. Then Gerard, I think good sense is shown more in ability to avoid pain than the mere desire to do so. What do you think, Mr.? Then again, for what this intruder, why this intruder asking these kind of questions to this man? Surely he want to know more about from that man, and also he want to act like him after killing him. He want to kill Gerard and he want to live like Gerard. That's why he is asking some questions. But here, what deliberately here Gerard give some which not connected answers. Okay, then listen yours. Then intruder, never mind my name. I like yours better, Mr. Gerard. And what are your Christians? What are your Christian names? Okay, then that is Vincent Churchill's. Then Christian name is surely Christian cheyna samayatundana. Okay, then Gerard Vincent Churchill's. Intruder, do you run a car? Gerard, no. Intruder, that's a lie. You are not dealing with a fool. Understood? You are not dealing. Nee kallannu parayna nee oru ഫൂളിനെ ആയിട്ടല്ല ഡീൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഐ എം എ സ്മാർട്ട് ആസ് യു ആൻഡ് സ്മാർട്ടർ. അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ്? I am a smart and smarter. And I know you to run a car and better be careful. Why is that? Okay, ഞാൻ ഇതിനെക്കാട്ടിലും സ്മാർട്ട് ആയ ഒരാളാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അതിനനുസരിച്ചുള്ള മറുപടി എനിക്ക് തന്നാൽ മതി. Okay, then are you American? Then here what Gerard asked, all of you listen. Are you American or is that merely a clever imitation? Then intruder, listen. These guns no toy. Okay, I can hurt you without killing you and still get my answers. Okay, I can hurt you without killing you. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇതിനെ ഈ ഗണ്ണോണ്ടിനെ നന്നായിട്ട് വേദനിപ്പിക്കാൻ കഴിയും. But still get my answers. Then Gerard, of course, if you put it like that, I will be glad to assist you. I do possess a car and it's in the garage around the corner. Okay, it's in the garage. Intruder, that's better. Two people often come out here. Very rarely. Do you have any visitors? Any relations? Very rarely. Surprisingly, few people take the trouble to visit me. There are a baker, a greengrocer, of course, and then there is the milkman. And quite charming, but no one so interesting as yourself. നിങ്ങളെപ്പോലെ ഇത്രയും ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു വിസിറ്റർ ഒന്നും എനിക്ക് ഇതുവരെ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടില്ല. Then intruder, I happen to know that you never see tradespeople. I understood that you never see tradespeople. Then all of you listen. Okay, then here you see me to have taken to consider amount of trouble. Since you know so much about me, won't you say something about yourself? You haven't been so modest. Then here, all of you, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്താണ് കൂടുതലായിട്ട് I happen to know that you never see tradespeople. Then here, I know that you never tradespeople, business people ആയിട്ട് എന്താണ് ഒരിക്കലും എന്താ never see business ഇതാണ്. I happen to know that you never see tradespeople, business peoples. Then here Gerard, you seem to have taken a considerable amount of trouble. Then since you know so much about me, about you say something about yourself. You have been so modest. Intruder, I could tell you plenty. You think you are smart, but I am the top of the class around here. I have got brains and I use them. That's how I have got what I have. Then I could tell you plenty. You think you are smart, but I am the top of the class around here. You think you are smart, but I am the top of the class. I have got brains and I use them, and that's how I have got what I have. Then Gerard, and what precisely have you got? It didn't require a great brain to break into my little cottage. എൻ്റെ കോട്ടേജിലേക്ക് ബ്രേക്ക് ചെയ്ത് വരാൻ അത്ര വലിയ ബ്രെയിനിൻ്റെ ആവശ്യമൊന്നുമില്ല. Then what precisely have you got? Then intruder, when you know why I have broken into your little cottage, you will be surprised and it won't be a pleasant surprise. Okay. Then Gerard, with your figuring so largely in it, that is understandable. By the way, what peculiar line of crime do you embrace? Aren't you a specialist? Intruder, my specialty is jewel robbery. Your car will do me a treat. Your car will do a treat. It's certainly a dandy bus, a luxurious bus. Then Gerard, I'm afraid jewels are few and far between the wilds of the excess. Intruder, so are the cops. I can retire here nicely for a little while. Now surely I will use your car. Okay, everything. Then even here the intruder tried to blackmail who? Gerard. But Gerard gave answers very, very firmly to our intruder. Then intruder, you won't be here long, so I didn't trouble to ask. Okay, surely I will kill you, that is. Then Gerard, what do you mean? Intruder, this is your big surprise. I'm going to kill you. Gerard, a little harsh, isn't it? Then intruder with heavy sarcasm. Yeah, I'm going to kill you. Just like a satire. Just like a taunt. Then here, I'm going to kill you. You have taken a fancy to you, but it's just got to be done. Gerard, why add murder to your other crimes? Why add murder to your other crimes? It's a grave step you are taking. Intruder, I'm not taking it for fun. I have been hunted long enough. I'm wanted for murder already, and they can't harm me twice. Then I'm wanted for murder already. Then and they can't harm me twice. 2 times they can't, because I already done that, but no one understood, or no one take me. Gerard, you are planning a gaseous double. That means giving a dead badly things to, so to speak. Admitter you have nothing to lose, but what have you to gain? Understood? I think you are planning something, then surely what will you get and what will you lose? Then intruder, I have got freedom to gain. What I get? Freedom. Then as for myself, I'm a poor hunted rat. As a Winston Churchill Gerard, I'm free to go places and do nothing. I can eat well and sleep and without having to be ready to beat. It is sight of a cop. Police, then always police with the cop, police, police with me. Then what happened? I want to do freely, something freely. That's why I'm taking your identity. Okay, then Gerard, in most melodramas, the villain is foolish enough to delay his killing long enough to be frustrated. You are much luckier, because in all melodramas are like this. What is? Villain is foolish enough to delay his killing. Okay, and enough to be frustrated. But you are very lucky, because why he saying like that? In the intruder, I'm okay. I have got a reason for everything. I'm going to be Winston Churchill Gerard. Okay, underline, that's important. I'm going to be Winston Churchill Gerard. Winston Churchill Gerard. See, I have got to know what he talks like. Now I know that posh stuff comes easy. This is Mr. V.C. Gerard speaking. Then pantomime of phoning in imitation cultured voice. എനിക്ക് എന്തായാലും surely I can act like you. Then എങ്ങനെയാണ് കാണിച്ചു കൊടുക്കുന്നത്? ഫോൺ എടുത്തിട്ട് വിളിച്ചിട്ട് കാണിച്ചു കൊടുക്കുകയാണ്. Okay, then he stands up. Get up a minute. Now take a look at me. Okay, then surely you understood that I'm like a Gerard. Then Gerard, you are not particularly decorative. Intruder, no, well, that goes for you too. I have only got to wear specs and I will be enough like you to get away with it. Surely, if I put that horn frame, horn rimmed specs, surely I will be like you. Then Gerard, what about your clothes? They will let you down if you are not careful. Understood? Then Intruder, that will be all right. Yours will fit me fine. Surely I can fit your dress. Then Gerard, that is extremely interesting, but you seem to miss the point of my remark. I said you were luckier than most melodramatic villains. I already told you that you are luckier than most melodramatic villains. Because why I am saying like that? It was not tribute to your intelligence. You won't kill me for a very good reason. So that's what you think. Then Gerard, you will let me go, and thank God you didn't shoot sooner. Okay, then come on, what's your mind? Better be quick. And this conversation bores me. Intruder. എന്താണ് തൊട്ടും തൊടാതെയും ഓരോന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് കോൺഫിഡൻ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ഓരോന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ ജെറാഡ് മൂവ് ചെയ്യാണ്. Then here, Gerard, then your idea is to elude means your idea is to escape the police by killing me and taking on my identity. Yes, I like the idea. Okay, then Gerard, but are you sure it's going to help you? Then ഇൻട്രൂഡർ. അപ്പോൾ ഡയറക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ജെറാഡ് ചോദിക്കണം, എന്നെ കൊന്നിട്ട് എൻ്റെ ഐഡന്റിറ്റി എടുക്കാനുള്ള പരിപാടി എല്ലാം ചോദിക്കുമ്പോൾ എന്താണ് യെസ് ആൻഡ് ദെൻ വാട്ട് യു തിങ്ക് അബൌട്ട് ഇറ്റ്, ഷുവർ ഗോയിങ് ടു ഹെൽപ്പ് യു. Intruder. Now listen here. I have got this all planned. I did a job in town. Okay. Then going to reveal his plans. And I did a job in town. Things went wrong and I killed a cop. What happened to him? What is in his past? What happened in his life? I did a job in town actually, but things went wrong. I killed a cop. I killed a policeman. Intruder parayana ഞാനൊരു പോലീസ്മാനെ കൊന്നു. Since then I have done nothing by dodge. അന്ന് തുടങ്ങിയ ഓട്ടാണ്. Okay. Then here dodge means moving. Suddenly I want to move from one place to another. Gerard. And this is what dodging has brought you. That's why you came here. Yes, it's brought me to. Then what does Hillsbury? That's where I saw you in the car. Then from that place I saw you in the car. Two other people saw you and started to talk. Then I listened. It looks like you are a bit queer, different kind of mystery man. And then from that talking, from that conversation, I understood that you are just like you are different. ഒരു mystery man ne poleyana. That's why I took you. Understood, my dears? Yes. Gerard, a mystery which I propose to explain. Intruder, disregarding him. Your phone, your orders, and sometimes you go away suddenly and come back just in the same. Those are just the things I want to do. Hearing about you was one of my luckiest prayers. നിങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യുന്ന എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും ഞാൻ എന്താണ് I watched. Then I understood that which are the things you did in a day and everything. Then Gerard, apparently you haven't the intelligence to ask why I am invested in this clock of mystery. Then why I am hearing I am invested the clock of a mystery endukondaanallathu. Okay. Then intruder preparing to shoot. As I said before, this conversation bores me. I don't want this kind of conversation. Then intruder, don't be fool. If you shoot, you will hang for sure. Then Gerard said that if you shoot me, surely you will hang for sure. Then what will happen? If not as yourself, then as researcher Gerard. What is this? Then Gerard, this is your big surprise. He is going to something. What is? I said you wouldn't kill me and I was right. Why do you think I am here today and gone tomorrow? Do you know? Never see threats people. അവരൊന്നും കാണാതെ ഞാൻ ഇന്ന് കണ്ടു നാളെ അങ്ങനെ നടക്കുന്നത് എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണെന്ന് നിനക്കറിയാമോ? You say my habits would suit you. You are a crook. And do you think I'm a Sunday school teacher just like that? Very calm and quiet? The game's up as far as I'm concerned. Things went wrong with me. Then he also revealing something. I said it with bullets and got away. Understand? Just like you. Unfortunately, they bought one of my men and found things the fool should have burnt. Tonight I am expecting trouble. My bag's packed ready to clear off the items. Okay, just like you, I also killed one person. Unfortunately, I also killed one person. Then I also want to give me. I also want to escape from here because surely cop just like you, cop also with me like you. And here the game's up as far as I'm concerned. Things went wrong with me. I set it with bullets and got away. Unfortunately, they got one of my men and found things the fool should have burnt. Tonight I am expecting trouble. Surely I know that. Today night. That's why I'm packing my things. I want to escape from here. Intruder. It's a bag, alright. And this is a gun, alright. What is all this? Gerard. That is disguising outfit. False mustache and not. Now you know, believe me. ഇതൊക്കെ ഫോൾസ് മസ്റ്റാഷും കാര്യങ്ങളുമാണ്. ഓക്കെ, ഐ വാണ്ട് ടു ഡിസ്ഗൈസ്. ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് എന്താണ് ഡിസപ്പിയർ ചെയ്യാൻ പോവാണ്. എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഡിസപ്പിയർ ചെയ്യുന്നത്, എസ്കേപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? ബൈ ഡിസ്ഗൈസിങ് ഹിംസെൽഫ്. എന്താണ്? വേഷം മാറിയിട്ടാണ്. ഓക്കെ. ദെൻ ഇൻട്രൂഡർ മ്യൂസിക്കലി I don't know. Then here Gerard, for God's sake, clear that muddled head of yours and let's go. come with me in the car. Okay, surely we two people can escape from here. Okay, then I can use you. If you find it's a frame, you have got me in the car and you will still got your gun. Okay, then surely we want to go ourselves. Then he tells the intruder that the police is after him also. Like he said that, what he said to him, police is after me too. Okay, so both of them should go away soon as the police would come there any time. Understand? Okay, then here, I don't know, for God's sake clear that muddled head of yours and let's go. Okay, come with me in the car. Gerard called him in his car and I can use you. If you find it's a frame, you have got me in the car and you will still got your gun. Okay, you can decide. Intruder, maybe you are right, Gerard. Then don't waste time. Then goes and picks up hat and bag. Careful boss, I'm watching you. Okay, surely we can escape from here. When Gerard, overconfident Gerard and okay, I'm also like you and surely we want to escape from here. Then here Gerard, I have got a man posted on the main road. He will ring up if he sees the police. Okay, what Gerard said that, yes, surely I have posted a man outside. If he saw a police, surely he will ring me. Okay, and police ne കാണുമ്പോൾ എന്തായാലും അവൻ അവിടുന്ന് ring ചെയ്യും. And if he sees the police and but don't want to leave. Okay, telephone. Okay, but don't want to leave. Okay, then come on, they're after us through here straight to the garage. Okay, if you could have pointed straight at the garage. Okay, intruder, how do you I know that you are telling the truth? Then how, what is that telephone ringing? Come on, they are after us. Surely they are coming and through here straight to the garage. You already told that his car is in the garage. Yes, the we have way to garage here. Then Gerard, oh, don't be fool. Look here, look for yourself. Okay, and then look for yourself. Gerard opens the door and steps away, and intruder leans forward to inspect it with his side towards Gerard, but with the revolver ready. As he turns his head, Gerard gives him a push into the cupboard, knocking the revolver out his hand, and he slams the door and locks it, and picks up the revolver and goes to the phone, and where he stands with the gun pointed at the cupboard door. What happened to him? What he did? All of you listen. Gerard, oh, don't be fool, look at yourself. Gerard opens the door and steps away. Okay, when he moved into that direct way to garage. Okay, then intruder leans forward to inspect it, and with his side towards Gerard, but with this revolver ready. As he turns his head, Gerard gives him push into the cupboard and knocking the revolver out of his hand. All of you listen. Then he asks his friend on the telephone. Gerard opens the door and his desk, so the intruder leans forward to inspect what is in the outside. Then what is in that room? Then now Gerard cleverly pushes the intruder into the cupboard and locks him in the inside. What he did? Okay, what he did? He just, all of you read. Gerard gives him a push into the cupboard. All of you. Then he told him this is the way. Like down valley and the parable just put that Gerard put that intruder into the cupboard and lock it, and put you see that picture. All of you listen. Then put the revolver out. Understood? വഴി സേഫ് ആണെന്ന് നോക്കി അന്നേരം തന്നെ അയാളെ പിടിച്ചിട്ട് അതിനുള്ള ഒരു കബോർഡാണ് അതിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലേക്ക് ആക്കിയിട്ട് എന്ത് ചെയ്തു, ലോക്ക് ചെയ്തു. As he turns the head, Gerard gives him a push into the cupboard and knocking the revolver out of his hand, and he slams the door and locks it, and picks up the revolver and goes to the phone, and where he stands with the gun pointed at the cupboard door. Okay, then he took the gun and he gun pointed and he called it to he took the phone. Then rattles door and shouts, who is in that intruder in that cupboard? Then he rattles door and shouts, let me out here. Then please let me out here. Then here Gerard, hello, yes, speaking. Sorry, I can't let you to have the props on time for rehearsal. I couldn't come for the rehearsal. That's why that mustache and everything all setups. Okay, I have had a spot of bother, then quite amusing. I think I will put in my next play. In the next play, listen, can you tell me your friend, the surgeon, to come up here at once? You will probably find him in the public bar. Okay, surely. I want your friend, surgeon, here. Surely he was in the public bar. I want his help. Please call him here. Understood. Then here Gerard is waiting for one. Gerard. Next, you want to go rehearsal. That's why he is set up like that. Then here, what happened? At last, because of his imagination, all of you listen. He was very confident. That's why he won over him. Understood. Then here I told you that intruder intends to already all of you listen. Read that chapter well. Here അപ്പോൾ ജെറാഡ് എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ മരണത്തിൽ നിന്ന് രക്ഷപ്പെടാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് കുറേ കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഔട്ട്റീറ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഇൻ്റലിജൻസ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള കുറേ കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടാണ് ഇൻട്രൂഡറെ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നത് തെറ്റിദ്ധരിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ all of you listen carefully. An intruder intends to murder Gerard and take on his identity. Then here, but he is outwitted by Gerard. He was outwitted by Gerard. Who defeat him? Gerard defeat him and showing remarkable presence of mind, wit, imagination and tact. നല്ല ടാക്റ്റിക്കിലൂടെ ബുദ്ധിയിലൂടെ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു ഇൻട്രൂഡറെ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു ഡിഫീറ്റ് ചെയ്തു. ഓക്കെ, ആൻഡ് ജെറാർഡ് ഗെറ്റ്സ് ദ ഇൻട്രൂഡർ അറസ്റ്റഡ് ആൻഡ് ദ പ്ലേ റൈറ്റ് Gerard fabricates a story that shows that himself is a murderer escaping his arrest, so it won't be benefit to intruder to kill and impersonate him. She shows his packed bags and apparent disguise to this intruder and telling him how he planned to escape the police, and he then asked intruder to flee with him and believe the intruder no ende kude rakshappedan to flee with him, flee FLEE to flee with him, to flee with him at last endu parnu ende kude rakshappedan vare parnu flee with him, believing him that intruder gets ready to escape with him in his car. As they approach the door, Gerard pushes him into the cupboard and locks him, finally gets him arrested. Okay, then all of you want to read. Inshallah, I will give you the question answers, some important questions to you through WhatsApp. All of you read the chapter well. Then do you know that passage in the question വരുന്നത് ഓർമ്മയുണ്ടല്ലോ? അപ്പോൾ അതെന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? Read your chapter well, all of you. Inshallah, I will give you the question answers. Okay, thank you. Good morning. How are you, my dears? All are fine? Thank you. Today we are going to discuss our new chapter. A house is not a home. What is? A house is not a home. Listen. A house is not a home. A house is not a home. It's a simple story you can easily get by Zan Zodios. Then Zan Zodios. So all of you listen carefully. This story reflects the challenges of being a teenager and the problems of growing up. How does the author overcome his problems? Understood, all of you? Then this story reflects the challenges of being a teenager. And the problems of growing up. How does the author overcome his problems? Okay, then here the story it shows the story reflects reflects the challenges of being a teenager. And the problems of growing up. Okay, then all of you listen. My first year of high school felt awkward. After leaving junior high at the head of my class with all the seniority the upper grade levels could afford me, it felt strange starting over as a freshman. The school was twice as big as my old school, and to make matters worse, my closest friends were sent to a different high school. I felt very isolated. Just like you, I think you also have this kind of experience. Listen, my first year of high school felt awkward. After leaving junior high at the head of my class with all the seniority the upper grades levels could afford me, it felt strange starting over as a freshman. The school was twice as big as my old school. The changing of school from one school to another. That is reflecting here. And to make matters worse, my closest friends were sent to a different high school, and I felt very isolated. I missed my old teachers so much that I would go back and visit them. They would encourage me to get involved in school activities so that I could meet new people. They told me that in time I would adjust, they probably end up loving my new school more than I had my old one. They made me promise that when that happened, I would still come by and visit them from time to time. I understood the psychology in what they were saying, but I took some comfort in it not less. All of you listen. I missed my, here the narrator said that I missed my old teachers, right? Old teachers so much that I would go back and visit them. They would encourage me to get involved in school activities so that I could meet new people. They told me that in time I would adjust and probably end up loving my new school more than I had my old one. They made me promise that when that happened, I would still come by and visit them from time to time. I understood the psychology in what they were saying, but I took some comfort in it nonetheless. Surely, the old teacher said that surely you will get relaxed. You can adjust with your school after some times. Then he understood the value of his old school after leaving from there. One Sunday afternoon, now he is in his new school. One Sunday afternoon, not long after I had started high school, I was sitting at home at our dining room table doing homework. It was a cold and windy fall day, and we had a fire going in our fireplace. As usual, my red tabby cat was laying on top of all my peppers, purring loudly and occasionally swatting at my pen for entertainment's sake. When she was never far from me, I had rescued her when she was a kitten, and somehow she knew that I was the one responsible for giving her a good life. My mother kept stoking the fire to keep the house nice and warm. Suddenly, I smelled something strange. Listen, what happened in his house? All of you listen. One Sunday afternoon, not long after I had started high school. Okay, that means just started my after just starting after the joining of my new school. What happened? I was sitting at home at our dining room table doing my homework. It was a cold and windy fall day. That's why they need warm. Surely they will fire. They have fire also. It was a cold and windy fall day, and we had a fire going in our fireplace. As usual, my red tabby cat was laying on top of my all peppers and purring loudly and occasionally swatting at my pen for entertainment's sake. Okay, that by doing that, then who is his little kitten though? A red tabby cat also with him. She was never far from me. I had rescued her when she was a kitten. Talking about that red rabbit tabby cat. And somehow she knew that I was the one responsible for giving her the good life. My mother kept stoking the fire to keep the house nice and warm. Suddenly, what happened? I smelled something strange, and then I noticed it smoke pouring in through the seams of the ceiling. What he saw? Yes, he saw smoke poured. What he saw? Yes, smoke poured. Then smoke pouring in through the seams of the ceiling. The smoke began to fill the room so quickly that we could barely see. We couldn't see anything because of the smoke. Groping our way to the front door, we all ran out into the front yard. By the time we made our way outside, the whole roof was engulfed in flames and it was spreading quickly. I ran to the neighbors to call the fire department. Okay, which are the things happen in his life? Okay, fire. Okay. While I watched my mother run back into the house, my mother then ran out of the house carrying a small metal box full of important documents. She dropped the case on the lawn and in a crazed state ran back into the house. I knew what she was after. My father had died when I was young, and I was certain that she was not going to let his pictures and letters to go up in flames. His father's pictures and letters. They were the only thing that she had to remember him by. Still, I screamed at her, "Mom, no!" I was about to run after her when I felt a large hand hold me back. It was a fireman. I hadn't even noticed that the street had already filled with fire trucks. I was trying to free myself from his grasp, yelling, "You don't understand, my mother in there." He held on to me while other firefighters ran into the house. He knew that I wasn't acting very logically and that if he were to let go, I would run. He was right. "It's all right, they will get her," her said. He wrapped a blanket around me and sat me down in our car. Soon after that, a fireman emerged from our house with my mom in tow. He quickly took her over the truck and put an oxygen mask on her. I ran over and hugged her. All those times I ever argued with her and hated her vanished at the thought of losing her. Everything lost when I thought of losing her. "She's going to be okay," said the fireman. "She just inhaled a little smoke, that only." And then he ran back to the fire while my mother and I sat there dazed. In a dazed means asleep. I remember watching my house burn down and thinking that there was nothing I could do about it. 5 hours later, the fire was finally out. Our house was almost completely burned down. But then it struck me. I hadn't seen my cat. Where was my cat? Much to my horror, I realized that she was nowhere to be found. Then, all at once, it hit me: the new school, the fire, my cat, everything. I broke down in tears and cried and cried. I was suffering loss big time. Then which other things happened? New school, that is the first thing. He couldn't adjust with his new school. New school, fire, and my cat also. The fireman wouldn't let us go back into the house that night. It was still too dangerous, dead or alive. I couldn't imagine leaving without knowing about my cat. Regardless, I had to go. We piled into the car with just the clothes on our backs and few of the fireman's blankets and made our way to my grandparents' house to spend the night. The next day, Monday, I went to school. When the fire broke out, I was still wearing the dress I had worn to church that morning, but I had no shoes. I think you follow me, right? Simple. After അവൻ്റെ വീടൊക്കെ നശിച്ചു അല്ലേ, കത്തി നശിച്ചു. അപ്പോൾ അവൻ ഇടാൻ ഡ്രസ്സില്ല, ഷൂ ഇല്ല, എന്താണ് ഡ്രസ്സ് നേരത്തെ ധരിച്ചാൽ ചർച്ചിൽ പോകാൻ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നതും മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ അല്ലേ. then which other things happen. ആദ്യം എന്താണ് സ്കൂളിലെ ന്യൂ സ്കൂളിലേക്ക് ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ തന്നെ അവൻ എന്താണ് he become very depressed. I had kicked them off when I was doing my homework. Then became yet another casualty of the fire. But they became yet another casualty of our house. So I had to borrow some tennis shoes from my aunt. Why couldn't just stay home from school? My mother wouldn't hear of it, but I was totally embarrassed by everything. The clothes I was wearing looked wild. I had no books or homework, and my backpack was gone. Backpack said that bag also gone. I had my life, that backpack. The more I tried to fit in, the worse it got. Was I destined to be an outcast and a geek all my life? What I do? That's what it felt like. I didn't want to grow up, change, or how to handle life if it was going to be this way. I just wanted to curl up and die. I walked around school like a zombie. Everything felt surreal, depressed, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen. All the security I had known from my old school, my friends, my house, and my cat, and had all been ripped away. Everything gone. Okay. When I walked through what used to be my house after school that day, I was shocked to see how much damage there was. Whatever I had in the burned was destroyed by the water and chemicals I had used to put out the fire. തീരെ നശിപ്പിക്കാൻ കഴിയാത്ത സാധനങ്ങളൊക്കെ എന്താ put out ചെയ്ത സാധനങ്ങളൊക്കെ അതിലുപയോഗിച്ച് കെമിക്കൽസ് കൊണ്ട് തന്നെ നശിച്ചു പോയി. The only material things not destroyed were the photo albums, documents, and some other personal items that my mother had managed to heroically rescue. Yes, mother rescue something like father's letter, pictures, and everything. But my cat was gone and my heart ached for her. There was no time to grieve. My mother rushed me out of the house, and we would have to find a place to live. And I would have to buy some clothes for school. We had to borrow money from my grandparents because there were no credit cards, cash, or even any identification to be able to withdraw money from the bank. Nothing in them. Everything had gone up in smoke. That week, the ruble that used in our house was being cleared off the lot. Even though we had rented an apartment nearby, I would go over to watch them clear away debris, hoping that my cat was somewhere to be found. She was gone. I kept thinking about her as that vulnerable little kitten, that fantastic little kitten. In the early morning, when I would disturb her and get out of the bed, she would tag along after me and climb up my robe and crawl into my pocket to fall asleep, and I was missing her terribly. Even though which are the things അത്രയും എന്താണ് മിസ് ചെയ്യണം, which are the things she did, എന്തൊക്കെ ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട് ആ kitten? In the early morning, when I would disturb her and get out of bed, she would tag along after me, climb up my robe, and crawl to my pocket to fall asleep, and I was missing her terribly. It always seems that the bad news spreads quickly, and in my case, it was no different. Everyone in high school, including the teachers, was aware of my plight, my pathetic condition, and I was embarrassed as if somehow I were responsible. What a way to start off at a new school. This was not a kind of attention I was looking for. What is that? I was embarrassed as if somehow I were responsible. What a way to start off at a new school. This was not the kind of attention I was looking for. The next day at school, people were acting even more strange than usual. I was getting ready for gym class at my locker. People were milling around me, asking me to hurry up. I thought it strange, but in the light of the past few weeks, nothing would surprise me because I am very depressed. It almost seemed that they were trying to shove me into the gym. Then I saw why. There was a big table set up with all kinds of set on it. That's why the old people are surrounding him. Just for me, they had taken up a collection and bought me school supplies, notebooks, all kind of different clothes, jeans, tops, sweatshirts. It was like Christmas. I was overcome my emotion. People who had never spoken to me before were coming up to me and introduced themselves. Understood? He was in a bad condition. That's other people understood. That is humanity. We can call that is humanity. I got all kinds of invitation to their houses, and their genuine outpouring of concern really touched me. In that instant, I finally breathed a sigh of relief and thought for the first time that things were going to be okay. I made friends that day. A month later, I was at my house watching them rebuild it. But this time it was different. I wasn't alone. I was with the two of my new friends from school. It took a fire of me to stop focusing on my feelings of insecurity and open up to all the wonderful people around me. Now I was sitting there watching my house being rebuilt when I realized my life was doing the same thing. While we sat there on the curb planning my new bedroom, I heard someone walk up to me and behind and say, "Does this belong to you?" When I turned around to see who it was, I couldn't believe my eyes. A woman was standing there holding my cat. Understood? And I leapt up and grabbed her out of the woman's arms. I held her and close to me and cried into the beautiful orange fur. She purred happily. My friends were hugging me, hugging the cat and jumping around. Apparently, my cat had been so freaked by fire and she ran over a mile away. How she got this cat? Fire പേടിച്ചിട്ടെന്താണ് cat കുറേ ദൂരത്തേക്ക് ഓടിപ്പോയി. Her collar had our phone number on it. Collarൽ എന്തുണ്ട്? ബെൽറ്റ് ഇടൂലേ അല്ലേ? കാറ്റ്സിനൊക്കെ ബെൽറ്റ് ഉണ്ടാവും. അതിൽ എന്തുണ്ട്? നമ്പർ ഉണ്ട്, ഫോൺ നമ്പർ. But our phones had been destroyed and disconnected. This wonderful woman took her in and worked hard to find out whose cat it was. She suffered a lot to return this cat. Somehow she knew this cat was loved and sorely missed. As I sat there with my friends and my cat curled up in my lap, all the overwhelming feelings of loss and tragedy seemed to diminish. Everything destroyed, everything declined, everything perished because of happiness. Because he got friends and also his lovable cat. I felt gratitude for my life, my new friends, the kindness of a stranger and loud purr of my beloved cat. My cat was back and so was I. Okay, it's a simple story. I told you that in first time like depressed, then because of the humanity, he returned to his life more enjoyable than earlier. Right? Then here we have 5 questions. Inshallah, I will give you more important questions also. Then what does the author notice one Sunday afternoon? One thing happened in that, right? Then what is his mother reaction and what she did and what does she do? She took something okay. Why does he break down the tears after the fire? Why? Why does he break down the tears? Everything lost, even his cat also. Why is the author deeply embarrassed the next day in school, and which word shows fear and insecurity? We have one word, then why? Nothing in his hand, right? Then the cat and author was very fond of each other. How was he has been shown in the story. And where was the cat after a fire and the principal? The last time I told you, I explained. Okay. What actions of the schoolmate changed the author's understanding of the life of people and comfort him emotionally? That is, I told you, humanity. എപ്പോഴാണ് നമുക്ക് ഒരാളുടെ ഹെൽപ്പ് വേണ്ടത്? നമ്മൾ when we are in trouble, നമ്മൾ ട്രബിളിലാവുമ്പോഴാണ് നമുക്ക് ഒരു ഹെൽപ്പ് വേണ്ടത് അല്ലേ? അതാണ് humanity, humane. Then what is the meaning of my cat was back and so was I? Had the author gone anywhere? And why does he say that he is also back? Surely they have a correct relationship. I told you that. Then surely you will get from this chapter. All of you want to read this chapter 3 or 4 times. Inshallah, our school will be open soon. Surely at that time I will ask questions from this chapter. Correct English you want to read your chapter well. Okay, my dears, and write the question answers today itself and send me also. Okay, thank you.